We opened this cool little 4-unit mini resort in Cozumel in 2019. That's cool. When we started out, we were total newbies at the website thing. We learned how to build our site by watching YouTube videos and using Elementor. That's a good start. At first, we
Nice.
thought we were clever by getting cheap links from Fiverr. Yep, a lot of people think they are too. Uh, yeah, not our best move. After that didn't work out, we switched to writing many blog posts, hoping Google would like all the content and send some traffic our way. Whoops. Looks like we got a little, gonna have to delete some of this off. All right. The thing is, we never really got many good links, so our site's not getting the attention we hope for. That's where you come in. We could use your help to get our site headed in the right direction. And I believe these guys are part of our managed link building service now. So yeah, we can go ahead and look at the backlinks as well, but I guess we'll just give an overall audit since there weren't really any major major questions or whatever you want to say. But yeah, first of all, I mean, looks like you're doing good, man. You know,
Yeah, looking good in the
yeah, up
neighborhood.
to 3K traffic, DR14, 325 referring domains for DR14. And so, yeah, you probably got a good amount of spam from Fiverr, but not the end of the world considering you're going straight up right now in the rankings. So that's always good to see. Um,
And honestly, I mean, like y'all are ranking for some what I would say is fairly competitive stuff. Maybe the geographic region is helping you a little bit, but it looks like, in my opinion, y'all are getting some pretty decent traction in the SERPs.
looks like they got a bunch of, stuff related to Cozumel ranking, uh, ranking pretty
Hmm.
well. All kind of like a bunch of like
Yeah,
informational type stuff. But
yeah. I mean, because the reality of it, I mean, this is probably a pretty competitive niche. If I type in, let's see, yeah, yeah, definitely a competitive niche for the actual niche that you're going for, but very smart to include that informational content and start getting rankings up there related to, mainly what I looked at was the geographic region.
hmm. I'm just kind of trying to look at I'm looking at their website first and just seeing what's going on here. So one thing is like when you click on the villa details page, like I feel like this isn't going to rank for anything, so they haven't really targeted a keyword with it.
Yeah, looks like they're doing better at targeting the informational content than they are their actual
Yeah.
business. So maybe that's a good place to start, would be considering, what you're selling here and then getting a little more specific, beefing up some of these pages like the one Chris was just mentioning, the details page.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused as like what keywords they're actually trying to rank for when you look at like their homepage. I'm guessing like the homepage and the villa
Mm-hmm.
details. I mean, maybe the homepage is kind of like what they want to be their main ranking page because all this other stuff don't really look like rankings.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, my guess is they want to rank for, vacation rentals, something along those lines.
Yeah, so they do, have that in their page title homepage.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but pretty weak overall if I'm just looking at the content and then imagining
yeah,
I'm a robot and not a human being, like, not very mm, targeted in that specific area.
yeah. So I guess the first advice
Or just
we
kind
would
of thin,
give is
rather.
figure out like what your main, like the main pages you want people to land on your website, and you need to figure out like what you want those, like what the keywords are for those pages, and optimize the pages properly for that. Because it looks like they're
Hmm.
kind of not. But like Nick was saying, it looks like you've done a good job on the blog, which is good, but you've kind of like gone in reverse, right? You've like, this is the blog content is kind of like your wide net, and the people reading the blog articles will have a much lower chance of converting just because they're looking to learn about the destination. They can convert. I'm not saying they won't convert, but you also want to gun for your, your main keywords correctly, which it looks like you might not quite have done here. Um, Anything else to say about the website?
Not really. Yeah, I do feel like that's something they're going to have to kind of really think about because essentially they're going to be competing with things like hotels or
Yeah,
bigger companies that are
it's gonna get
marketing
very
more
competitive.
properties. So you're going to have to find some kind of angle
I mean, they're also going to be
for
competing with
this, you
like,
know?
like the big like
Yeah.
hotel aggregators. They're going to be competing with like
Oh,
Airbnb for these
yeah. I mean,
keywords.
I was looking up like vacation rentals SERPs, and it's
Yeah,
all big
like DR
stuff.
90 plus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be an easy road, but you are on the right track, right? Like, so I can see why they think maybe they're not getting the rankings they want, even though they're moving up in the SERPs. But that has to do with y'all, kind of retargeting how you're going about getting these rankings that you actually want. And the good thing is, when you've got a graph like this, it means you're healthy in the SERPs. So new content, if you're optimizing it using Surfer or Pop or something like that, maybe tailoring it more to what you actually do versus the informational content now, or mix it in, with the budget every month, get X amount of each kind of article. Then kind of go from there. But it is going to be, I feel like, a pretty. It'd be good to sit down and just really map that out because you are competing
Hmm.
against some big boys out there.
Yep. Yeah, so might be a good idea to go over some lower competition stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and we can look at the backlinks real quick as well. Even kind of told us you bought a bunch of stuff from Fiverr. Looks like they had
Yeah,
about 376 groups of links. Let's sort that by domain traffic 250 just to get a lot of the junk off with no traffic down to 46. They have a Wikipedia link.
nice.
Yeah, that's
I would
nice.
say that their anchors look nice, and I think that's probably if they were using really spammy tactics, that's maybe what kind of saved them because it looks like they never got any kind of dip or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
like looking up the backlinks, you
Good
can just
spread out.
instantly tell it's from Fiverr. I don't know why Fiverr does this, but they always have the name of the website at the end of the title.
Yeah.
Like, why do they do that?
Mm, you know,
It's like,
just
hey, we're
setting
Fiverr
stuff up,
links.
slapping stuff together, fast.
Yeah. But some looks like they got
But it's
some
okay,
decent
honestly.
little links in here as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of niche relevant stuff, or at least geographic relevant stuff.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world for sure. And
Yeah, I
a lot
wouldn't
of the
worry about
times,
those
like
links.
even if you get these like really crappy links, I'm not saying to go buy them because they can actually, it can actually hurt you. But a lot of the times, or some of the time, you actually see them actually helping. And you actually can
Hmm.
see much worse links than that helping as well, like spam blog comments or auto-generated spam can sometimes help as well. It's just the risk goes up a lot, right? So a lot of stuff in SEO can work even though it's not supposed to. And I would say for this site, it actually kind of looks like they might be helping him a bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I don't think he's been with us for that long. So the good news is a lot of the times it seems like Google doesn't really check you out until you kind of shoot up for a bit. So hopefully we'll be able to get in there and build some quality links and kind of diversify away to something more natural and more powerful so that Google won't eventually try to take that traffic away after they kind of
Right.
take a harder look at them. But yeah, like you said, the anchor text is also looking really natural. I mean, well,
I mean, there's
it's
some,
branded.
but they've got so many branded and naked kind of stuff that the rest I feel like, especially on low DR sites, kind of goes invisible for the most part.
Yeah,
Because it's like what, like 95% to the homepage with natural anchors, branded rather.
definitely not.
No.
So yeah, not looking too shabby. So yeah, I think we're about done on this one. I would like we were talking about earlier, just try to figure out like what you're targeting for your like main keywords and set up the core of your website to kind of function around that. And just make sure you're properly targeting them with your on-page SEO and whatnot, internal linking. But then the rest of the stuff, the blog looks like it's doing good. I guess we didn't really look at the content on the blog. I've got a feeling it might be AI content because they're using
The
AI
images.
images here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I mean the I mean they could just be using prompting, but the introduction does not look like AI content.
I'd find it hard to believe that they've been using all AI content right now, and getting, that nice movement up in the SERPs. Most people, I think, are kind of beat up.
I think it is AI content.
Is it?
Could be wrong, but I think it's AI content that's been they've like humanized it to make it not sound like ChatGPT and to make it sound like more like casual and fun. Could be wrong on that, but anyway, the good news is, a lot of sites are ranking with AI content quite well, and because you're not monetized with affiliate links and ads and stuff, your chances of getting hit, I would say, go down quite a bit. Not to say that you still don't want to follow best practices or whatever, but they also got a good amount of like internal linking going on in here. A lot of internal linking looking good on that aspect. You got some tables. It's easy to read. It's split up into a bunch of little sections and whatnot. It's very pretty readable, but kind of these big walls of text and a lot of like kind of generic images, right? Um, yeah, not necessarily the end of the world. You can have good content with AI if you like tell it to write about like the correct like sections and put together something rather than just having the one-click article generated. And this does not look like one-click article.
No.
Like it looks like they actually
Uh-uh.
got a good amount of are these like does it like flow into like the
I
next
just
blog
noticed that.
post?
I'm
Okay.
like, wait, I've been like basically infinite
Yeah.
scrolling this article. That's weirding me out, honestly.
Oh, so yeah,
It adds all of them together.
I would not want to do that. Um, but he's also ranking quite well right
I
now.
know that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I wouldn't want to do this either. And then honestly, like, but even just from like a, like a user perspective, I don't like this.
No, no,
You
no.
know,
Yeah, it's confusing. You don't know when the article ends and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so what we're saying is like we're reading one blog post, and then when that post is done, nothing tells you it's done, and then the next blog post just starts on the same page.
Hmm.
Um, you want to not do that. I don't know how you really done that, but
I don't either because I'm like, I've never seen that option.
it is infinite
And then it
scroll.
goes
It just keeps
directly to,
loading. Oh yeah, it keeps loading. It'll just keep going forever.
yeah, and it does change the permalink as you go down. Weird.
Weird. So maybe he can leave it. This is so weird.
I mean, if
I
it's
don't.
not broke, right? But I just personally don't like it. Is the main thing. And
Yeah, it just
honestly,
depends like how
like
much of this
since it,
content is like showing up like when you like okay, let's try to reload the page and just see like what's actually showing on the page. And it looks like the next it's hard to tell because it keeps loading. So I don't know like what's on the page, like what's handled. I'm not a
what
very
do you
like
mean?
technical as like I want to know what Google sees like is actually on this URL. Because then
Oh
it just
yeah, before it switches the permalink, you mean?
and then
I
and
have
then it
no
starts
idea how
loading
that
more and more
works.
stuff.
Hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah, pretty weird.
what you're doing is not something that other people do. It's not something we've ever seen while doing SEO. So
Hmm.
we also don't want to tell you to change it because you're ranking quite well. But if we're being honest, you're probably going to want to change it at some point. But yeah, it's hard to give someone that advice when you're doing well in the SERPs. Um, Interesting. All right. Anything else on that one, Nick?
Nope.
Cool. Hopefully that helps. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.